Thank you, Madam President. I rise this afternoon to speak about the impact of this week's announcement that members of China's People's Liberation Army hacked into the computer systems owned by Pennsylvania companies to steal trade secrets on our trade policy. As we all know, a grand jury in Pittsburgh indicted 5 individuals for hacking into several companies' computers in a labor organization in western Pennsylvania, the United States, the steelworkers. The companies included Westinghouse Electric, Alcoa, U.S. Steel, and as I mentioned, the steelworkers, the union. According to reports, the individuals in the indictment are accused of stealing trade secrets to benefit Chinese industry, which is heavily sponsored by the Chinese government. This is just the latest example of the unlevel playing field that our domestic firms are subjected to. Just to give you an example, in Pennsylvania, like many areas around the United States, Pennsylvania is experiencing an energy renaissance, principally natural gas, which stands to greatly benefit the Commonwealth's economy. For the steel industry, it means the opportunity to sell a lot of pipe to natural gas drilling sites. Our foreign competitors also see this opportunity and have responded by aggressively pursuing our market. This competition is expected and would be okay if it was fair. And of course, in this instance, it is not. In fact, our domestic steel industry is facing a new crisis. After successfully beating back unfair competition from the Chinese, our domestic producers are facing a surge of imports from around the globe. According to a recent report by the Economic Policy Institute, domestic steel imports increased by almost 13% from 2011 to 2013. Without action, we stand to lose 500,000 jobs around the United States and some 35,000 in Pennsylvania. Just from this action, just from them flooding our markets in a way that's illegal and unfair. 500,000 jobs could be lost in our country. We can't afford to send these good-paying jobs overseas. We should act to level the playing field for our domestic steel industry by aggressively enforcing our trade laws and providing essential relief to this critical industry. For too long, unfair trade practices and economic policies have cost jobs in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and across the country. I'll return now to the recent indictment that I mentioned at the outset of my remarks. This move is further evidence of China's anti-competitive trade practices. That, what I just said, is an understatement. These trade practices have taken a dramatic toll on Pennsylvania businesses and pose a threat to our national security. The Obama administration has taken steps to crack down on China, but we must also pursue congressional action. We know that currency manipulation continues to take a huge toll on U.S. businesses. Last Congress, the Senate passed a tough bill to help level the playing field for our companies by holding countries that undervalue their currency accountable. The House failed to take up this important bill. We must take action on this. I'm an original co-sponsor of the Currency Exchange Rate Oversight Reform Act of 2013. I'd like to call on all senators to turn our attention to this bill to send a strong message to the Chinese government that you cannot continue to cheat our companies. When China cheats, we lose jobs. It is that simple, and the evidence is overwhelming. Our bipartisan bill will help American manufacturers and workers by clarifying that our trade enforcement laws can and should be used to address currency undervaluation. More broadly, the bill would improve oversight by establishing objective criteria to identify misaligned currencies. Also, it would impose tough consequences for offenders. I believe strongly that before proceeding ahead with our busy trade agenda, as some might want to do, and passing additional trade agreements or fast-track legislation, we should take a close look at our trade enforcement policies first, including aggressively addressing currency manipulation. Pennsylvania companies are some of the best in the world, and I'm committed to cracking down on unfair trade practices that hurt their ability to compete.